Derbyshire resumed the final day on 142 without loss, and immediately both Godalming and Rees were pushing things along. In a vain attempt to try and move the game along, Northants used their full spectrum of bowlers, and that allowed both openers to score centuries. Rees, the first to reach the milestone. His innings not without incident, however, part-time seamer Ben Duckett managing to get something out of the pitch to keep Rees on his toes. Godalming chalked up his first ton since August last year, and the partnership went to 333 before Northants finally made the breakthrough. Rees, the man out, caught by Buck off the bowling of Newton for 168. Shiv Thacker came in and hit 12 off 5 balls, and Godalming was unbeaten on 158 at lunch when the home side elected to declare, giving Northants 2 sessions to try and score 326 for victory. Duckett and Newton opened the batting for the visitors, and both batsmen were immediately into their stride, showing they were going to give chasing down the target their best shot. Newton in particular was on blistering form, smashing 16 off one Milnes over, as at the end of the opening 10, the visitors were 56 without loss. In the very next over, Derbyshire had the breakthrough, and it was a double one, as first Duckett nicked Davis behind for 16. And then Wakely fell LBW to the same bowler for a 4-ball duck. It temporarily put the brakes on, but only temporarily, as it wasn't long before Newton was back in the groove, moving past 50 in the process. Keogh was very much a bit part player at this point, just keeping Newton company, but in the 23rd over of the innings he struck Thacker for a couple of boundaries, taking Northants past 100 in the process. Godalming turned to the experience of Palladino and was rewarded immediately, as the 33-year-old had Keogh caught behind off his first delivery for 24. Rossington came to the crease and hit 2 boundaries in his first over, but his stay was short, as in Palladino's next over he had the number 6 batsman caught by Schmidt for 11, reducing Northants to 124 for 4. South African international Richard Levy joined Newton, over 200 still required for victory, and they stayed together until tea, just 1 run added before the break. It became obvious after tea that the Northants batsmen still fancied their chances, and both Levy and Newton started finding the boundary with regularity. Particularly Levy, who went after both Mendes and Milnes. Over the next 8 overs, the pair added 71 runs to the total, their own partnership worth 90, including a couple of huge smites from Levy, the last off Rees, to leave the visitors requiring 114 to win. The chase suffered a blow at the start of the 42nd over, Newton edging Mendes to keeper Wilson just 2 shy of his 100. But that setback didn't affect Levy, who, joined by Holden in the middle, continued to thrash the Derbyshire attack to all ends of the ground. With 20 overs left in the day, Northants required less than 100 for victory. Levy moved towards his century, striking the ball to the boundary at every given opportunity. Another mighty thwack saw him move to 99. But in the next Mendes over, he edged one to Wilson, falling just a run shy of 3 figures, and it also reignited Derbyshire's chances of victory. With 10 overs remaining in the day, Northants needed 47, Holden and Crook the batsman. The 19-year-old Holden, playing just his 2nd county championship game, had put the woes of a debut duck behind him with 76 in the first innings. And here he showed great maturity to guide Northants towards their goal. However, with 44 runs to his name and 27 still required for the win, he was out, caught by Godalming off Mendes. That brought Kleinfeldt in, and he and Crook took the game into the final 2 overs, with Northants requiring 10 to win. A 4 from Kleinfeldt in the penultimate over made the visitors the favourites, but they still required 3 from the last 3 balls. That became 2 from 2, at which point Kleinfeldt launched Schmidt for 6 to give Northants a remarkable win by 3 wickets. A massively entertaining game, and Northants securing their 2nd win of the season, going level with Notts on points in the process. Next up they travel to New Road, Derbyshire visit Kent.